you're bringing up all these memories of the show for me. It's so hard not to spoil.
Yeah.
But I'll try to say this big. There's one scene in which Baby Yoda gets into some terrible peril, and you see Mando just dives headfirst, literally in after the child. And I have a baby at home right now, and I just think, man, I hope that when the time comes, I have that kind of courage and active love for my child. And it's just the scene, just diving right into the mouth of a beast. It's just
no hesitation either.
Classically fun.
Just
no
like,
hesitation.
The baby's in there. I guess I'm diving in there now. Like that's just the way that scene is laid out. I love that.
That's a selfless love. That's a genuine love between a father figure and a type of son. And that itself, I love that, where you have one person who's very, very strong and another who's helpless and innocent. And there's something very biblical about that, because that's the relationship we have with God. We're weak. He's strong, but his love for us is genuine. And I contend that some of the best stories ever told parallel the Bible, where you have the initial paradise, which is perhaps backstory. Perhaps you never see that. A problem is introduced, and then a hero is raised up to deal with that problem. The problem wasn't his fault, but nonetheless, he has to deal with it anyway. And then when it seems like all is lost, it seems like there's no way he could possibly win now. And then there's a sudden reversal, and the hero is victorious. And of course, that's the gospel. We have paradise lost. You have the first Adam introducing the world to sin, and you have the last Adam, who's the hero, Jesus, who takes on the sin of the world. But he's crucified. It looks like his plan failed, but in fact, that was part of the plan all along. And so then he raises victorious. And the best stories are that way. And I'm not suggesting that people intentionally. Some do, but most authors probably don't think about the gospel when they're writing their story. They're just writing a good story. It just happens to parallel God's word, because we are made in God's image. His laws on our heart. And so what makes a good story is something that parallels the best story, which is the one that God wrote.
Definitely. Speaking of what you were talking about, Dr. Lyle, the idea that like people aren't doing this intentionally per se. It's just sort of something that happens. The phrase I've started throwing around is just image bearers going to bear image. Like they can't, it's not something they can help but do.